Rare photos you've never seen before. John and Jacqueline Kennedy at home. George Clooney's school photo. Charlie Chaplin and Matthew Dietrich on the beach. Sergei and Nikita Mikhalkov, 1952. Kate Moss, Johnny Depp, Iggy Pop London, 1996. John Travolta and Gerard Depardieu, 1981. John Travolta and the English Princess. Writer Leo Tolstoy and artist Ivan Repin, 1907. Young Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Jim and Jane Carey, Vladimir Vysotsky, and Maria Vladi, Paris, 1977.
Rare photos you've never seen before. A German soldier disobeys a direct order and helps a boy separated from his family cross the newly erected Berlin Wall, 1961. A San Francisco police officer scolds a man for not wearing a mask during the 1918 flu pandemic. In 1969, when Black Americans were still prohibited from swimming with whites, host Mr. Rogers invited Officer Clemens onto his show and suggested they soak their feet in the foot bath together. Princess Diana, without gloves, shakes hands with an AIDS patient, 1991. Charles Thompson greets new classmates at school number 27 in September 1954. Members of the Dutch resistance celebrate the news of Adolf Hitler's death, April 1945. During World War II, Michelangelo's statue of David was enclosed in brick to protect it from bombs. The liberation of Jewish prisoners from the death train, 1945. Margaret Hamilton and the handwritten navigation software she developed with her MIT team for the Apollo project. A Serbian soldier sleeps next to his father, who visited him on the front lines near Belgrade, 1914/1915. Rare photos you've never seen before. One of the final photos of Pope Francis, taken just a day before he died. Niagara Falls from impossibly high above, a view few ever see. A pregnant horse, nature's quiet miracle in motion. A human skeleton beside a gorilla's, evolution on full display. France's last executioner, Fernand Meissonier, posing by his real guillotine, the chilling mask an executioner would actually wear. The USS Midway next to a lone kayaker. Size beyond comprehension. The floor of the Mariana Trench, Earth's deepest, darkest point. The Statue of Liberty in the 80s, wrapped head to toe in scaffolding. A baby's hand on X-ray. Tiny bones still waiting to grow. Time Traveler, Canada, 1941. An ordinary photo from the opening of the South Forks Bridge in Goldbridge. A crowd of people smiling at the camera, and suddenly, a man who looks like he stepped out of the 21st century. Sunglasses, a hooded sweatshirt and a camera in his hands, more like a modern one. Amid the others, dressed in 1940s attire, he looks out of place. He's been nicknamed the Time Traveler. Those who doubt him argue that the clothing of the time could have been similar. The camera is perhaps a rare model, but no one has been able to fully explain his appearance. Rare photos you've never seen before.
A whale's fin compared to a human skeleton. A polar bear climbed into a cabin on a ship in the Arctic. A Dutch firefighter after extinguishing a fire in freezing temperatures. The torch relay from the 1984 Olympic Games. A volcanic eruption on Jupiter's moon, Io. The hold of a liquefied natural gas tanker. A giant wheel and a person next to it. This is how they x-ray a turtle. This is why it's important to use sunscreen.
Rare photos you've never seen before. The size of a lion's fang and a cat's fang. A woman on a treadmill in the 1920s. Uranium glass you can hold in your hands. A pilot inside a Category 5 hurricane. A gorilla's paw and a human hand close up. On the left are nails made 200 years ago. One of the 25 remaining airships in the world. A man has visited the South Pole. A Vane imaging machine. The clear border between Canada and the United States. A parking lot at the Eiffel Tower, designed in 1936. A special shelter for turtles. Rare photos you've seen before. Police detain a girl on the beach for wearing a swimsuit too daring for the time. USA, 1920s. A Peruvian fisherman with a gigantic catch. Iquitos. Parents' Day at a young pioneer camp. USSR, 1980s. The last summer of Princess Diana and Dodi Al-Fayed. Saint-Tropez, 1997. A Mayan statue in the Honduran jungle, 1885. Beauty contest in a bar, USA, 1990s. The USSR men's youth weightlifting team, 1978. The Queen of Posture, Diane Stock, 1957. 3 people on one scooter. The typical family logistics of post-war Europe and its simple solutions. The Kenyan runner who won a marathon barefoot and in a simple dress. Pure strength of character. Rare photos you've never seen before. A shell with growths that make it look like an anatomically perfect heart. The guy only has 4 fingers on his left hand, and instead of a thumb, he has an index finger. The girl sat down on a bench in the office and noticed that her reflection in the window fit perfectly in the chair. These 3 random men in my photo look like copies of the same person. This tree has grown grown over the course of several hundred years over the sign, but underneath the paint. This window makes my backyard look like it has 4 different seasons. The girl was put on a plane alone, where the flight is only for crew. The guy's house was covered in ice after the recent ice storm in Ohio. The fog during the flight makes the city seem unreal. The sun hit the aquarium, the light refracted perfectly, and each knob on the stove turned a different color. Rare photo you've never seen before. Albert Einstein in fur slippers, 1950. Nikola Tesla sits next to a giant coil during a lightning experiment. Brooklyn Bridge builders, a rare photo of workers on one of the world's first steel suspension bridges. The Hindenburg disaster, a historic moment that changed attitudes toward airships. Marilyn Monroe and Ella Fitzgerald, a photo of the two legends taken after Monroe helped the singer land a gig at the Macambo Club. Salvador Dali and jumping cats, the eccentric artist in a posed shot with water and cats. The Beatles and Muhammad Ali, an unusual meeting of two 60s icons captured during the boxer's training. The first McDonald Brothers restaurant, a rare photo with the original sign from before the franchise era. Tokyo, early 20th century, a unique photograph of a street in Japan's capital during the Meiji period. Construction of Mount Rushmore, workers at height carving the faces of the future monument. Rare photo you've never seen before, workers on the Statue of Liberty before assembly. Neil Armstrong not on the moon, but in the training module, 1969. An elephant on a rope bridge, 1914. The explosion of a nuclear bomb with a dome, 1950s. A micro penguin standing on an explorer's boot, 1960s. The earliest experiment with parachutes, 1910s. The first prototype of a robot for film, 1930s. Rare photo you've never seen before. The Eiffel Tower apartment built secretly for Gustave Eiffel, rarely photographed. A traffic officer standing on a rotating elevated platform in New York. A 5-year-old Pablo Picasso's earliest known drawing. The first underwater photograph ever taken. A train passing through a crowded street market in Thailand. The inside of the original 1903 Wright Brothers airplane hangar. A massive iceberg that is flipped upside down, revealing its bright blue underside. A rare photo of the Hollywood sign when it still said Hollywoodland. Rare photo you've never seen before, the moment the Berlin Wall was first breached by civilians. A samurai photographed shortly before the class disappeared forever. The original Hollywood studios before movies had sound. A deep-sea diver wearing an early copper helmet suit. The last known photo of a passenger pigeon before extinction. A fireproof suit tested by a man walking through flames. A child working as a coal miner, captured by an undercover photographer. The inside of a Zeppelin during flight, showing passenger luxury. A city street completely empty during the first moments of a blackout. Rare photo you've never seen before. Man standing on the wing of a flying airplane. Real photograph of people watching the first television ever. Horse inside a car, photographed during an experiment. Crowd giving the Nazi salute, except one man. Human skeleton discovered sitting exactly like a living person. Child smoking a cigarette in the early 20th century. Massive crowd reacting to the very first photograph ever taken. Lion tamer putting his head inside a lion's mouth. Man falling from the sky, captured mid-air. Rare photo you've never seen before. A real photograph taken inside a tornado. A man testing a bulletproof vest by shooting himself. The last photo taken before a major disaster. Diver standing next to a giant, unexploded mine underwater. Completely frozen Niagara Falls during extreme winter. Human-sized bat costume mistaken for a real creature. Child casually sitting on a live nuclear missile. Shark photographed swimming through a flooded city street. Man calmly reading a newspaper as chaos unfolds behind him. Rare photo you've never seen before. This is not CGI. It's a real photo of Earth taken from space. City completely swallowed by smog. Human standing next to the largest land vehicle ever built. Wave so large it makes buildings look small. Flipped iceberg revealing its true size underwater. The inside of a modern data center powering the internet. Single photo showing one person's lifetime plastic waste. Mount Everest during climbing season. This is real. Rare photo you've never seen before. A police officer and his dog riding a motorcycle 1930, behind the scenes of Godzilla in 1954. This photo was taken of miners at the end of their shift, during the Gilded Age before they were unionized. This haunting image, captured in 1975 by photojournalist Stanley Foreman, froze a moment of unimaginable terror and tragedy in midair, wiring one of the first IBM computers, 1958. Brooklyn Bridge under construction in 1880.